my name. My name is Carlos Burgess, and I'm originally from San Diego, California. Um, I kind of grew up on both East and West Coast because my dad was in the Navy, military. I'm a military brat. Um, so right now I'm living here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, with my family. Um, I spent some time in the military. I was in the Army for 3 years, active duty, and then I was stationed out in Texas, Fort Hood, Texas. It was for 3 years. I was a generator mechanic. And then I joined the Georgia National Guard, Army National Guard, and I was stationed in the Atlanta area. That's where I lived. Became a service technician. Worked on just a ton of electronic equipment, calibration equipment, things that are probably far from art, but all the way through in between that time, outside of maybe my 3 years of active duty, I was drawing and painting. There were several paintings and drawing paintings that I've done during that time. I had a funny story. When I was going to school in Georgia, studying to be an engineer, we went, some of my study friends came by my house. You know, we were going to study a little bit and do whatever, and they saw this charcoal drawing that I drew of the rapper Jay-Z, which I got it framed upstairs in my room. And he saw this picture and he looked at me, and I was getting like straight A's in school and everything, but I was going through college or whatever. And he looked at me and he looked at the picture and he's like, "Dude, what the bleep are you doing here? You shouldn't be studying this. You should be being an artist." So, but yeah, that's kind of my background. My military, I was deployed a couple of times, deployed in Bosnia in '99, deployed in under Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003. But when I got back from that time in 2004, like my love for art, like really just kicked in. Or it really like took hold, I think, because when I was deployed during that time, my love of art came back. I mean,
how did your military career, has it seeped into any of your art pieces?
The military didn't seep into my art, but with the values that I got from the military and the honor, the discipline, the integrity, those things, I take those with me when I start to produce my work. When I plan for my work, I use the discipline and the consistency and just getting better, the constant routines that I do. Every morning I'll draw, I'll do like small little circles, like basic things. But I guess I took some courses before I joined the military. So I went, right from high school, right out of high school, I went to a community college in Virginia Beach, Tyward Community College. And I went to the campus located in the city of Portsmouth in Virginia Beach, is southeastern Virginia Beach, in what we call the Hampton Roads community. And it was there at like the little portside areas where they had like the art center, what they called it. And I took some courses, some basic drawing courses there. So I have some educational experience with art, but I didn't get like a degree in art. A lot of the things that I gotten was basically self-taught, learning as I go, seeing other artworks, and just kind of mimicking things.
I know you have your digital art as well, so kind of give people an understanding of your creative process. How do you go from something in your head to on a canvas, on a digital media? What's your process through that?
That's a great question, because it varies, but mainly what I do is it starts sometimes it starts from sketch, from a reference photo. Sometimes it doesn't start from a reference photo at all. It's intuitive. And sometimes it's weird because it's hard to explain with me. With art, you kind of with me, I just experience color differently than most people. I don't know. It's like I see it as like the color through life, just what we see when we go out, whenever we go out, or if we stay in the house. You know, it's almost like a puzzle, and sometimes I see certain images out of these different colors or things that come across. So if I look out the window, I see a tree. You know, and the leaves may be green or right now they're orange and red, but I will experience certain things, or I'll see an image within those trees, and I'll just kind of piece this puzzle together. So, and that's how art is with a lot of people. It's the experience of seeing color and light and value, and you experience it, and you get this story that's being told in your head. And for me, it's like I take these things in and I piece the story out on a canvas, how I see it. Now, one of the videos the video that I submitted earlier this morning, I did a pencil sketch on a tile piece. And the process of doing that was, I have this idea of incorporating certain things, a thing that's going on in my life, some health things that are going on in my life, and how I felt at one point and where I'm at now. And so I actually went to a comic book, and I don't know if you could see it off on the little corner of the video of me holding this comic strip while I'm sketching, or this little pamphlet I'm looking at sketch. I used one of the references, and I painted that or drew that through with my charcoal. And I started with this image, and then I looked at the porcelain, and I seen the cracks and the crevices and the colors and the shade, and I saw something else. I saw a human facial form looking big and strong. And so I started going upward towards the top, because this top piece is roughly about 38 inches long. It's pretty long. And so it's like I see this value, because it's a gray tonal porcelain tile, and I see this tonal value, and I pick out what I see, the story that I see, and it just transforms. So yeah. So I don't know if I answered your question. It's more like, I guess to answer your question, I have several processes. The main one is just sketching from memory, from color, from memory that I see through life. Other is using digital platform where I use the Adobe Creative Suite, like Adobe Fresco, Illustrator, what have you, on my tablet, sketch it out, and then I'll take those ideas and then put it on a canvas. And then a lot of it, sometimes it's just intuitive, like this picture here, this painting here. This was kind of like a warm-up painting that I did. I don't know if you can see it or not. But but I didn't have a reference photo at all with that one. It was a fluid painting that I started out. I don't know if you can see the splash of art or paint or acrylics, but I saw something out of those acrylics, and it was just a warm painting, and I want to do something big, and it was just, okay, I want to do something slightly monochromatic. So it started out blue, and then I was like, well, I don't want to do monochromatic. I want to add a little bit of color here and there to kind of simulate light. So I added a little orange and light and neon and stuff. So it's kind of like a marriage of just of a structured process, and then a slightly unstructured process of just being intuitive and just reacting to color like jazz.
I know, like, even with what you have had on Geo Galleries. I think it's Shout, one of your digital pieces that you had on there. It's like a female
Oh,
silhouette, and that
yeah.
is,
Yeah, this one here. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, Shout. I guess I can take you over to
yeah,
her.
there it
So I
is.
brought her in.
Now, is that one of the prints you've had done on what is that,
Yes,
canvas?
original artist. This is the first edition print, or I guess I call the artist proof. Here, this one, Shout. I immediately did. I did this in June of this year. This was a digital painting done in Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the basis of that was that we had during that time we had a lot of protests. We had a lot of people that were really that were really getting angst because of the pandemic and being locked down. And so I just kind of assimilated some of the feelings that I had during that going through that time because I had a conversation with my dad about the protests, and I was like literally like shouting, not at him, but like shouting, like, so it was just this negative energy. And so I just took that to the digital form. And I guess the reason why I did the digital because of the new age, what we're going through. And so it was just something that I just felt that was impactful. And it was just, she's yelling and shouting, and it almost like she's out of her body in a sense, and the colors and everything. Like she's a little bit out of phase in sort of ways. And so it was just that energy of just getting frustration off. And hopefully that's what everybody felt from that piece that I
You also have a Break in the Clouds, I think, is another piece of yours that is really beautifully with colors and stuff. And I see a seascape there too. Yeah, there you go. And that's one of your acrylic
I come
works.
prepared.
Yeah, that's one of your acrylic works there. What size is that?
Yes. This is 30 by 40, 30 inches by 40 inches, 40 inches wide by 30 inches length.
Beautiful piece.
I'm gonna bring this in a little bit. Yeah, and what I did, I don't know if you can tell or not, but the I took some sand from a local beach,
Mm-hmm.
Sand Bridge here in
Mm-hmm.
Virginia Beach, to add a little bit of texture
Oh, that's
to
it.
it. Yeah, and when I did this last year, last summer,
Mm-hmm.
and I did it for a real estate agent that was selling some property at the ocean front in here in Virginia Beach, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a high-end um, high-end community. There's a little bit of meaning behind Breaking the Clouds. Let me pan back to the image here. As you can see, the sun and everything, and the clouds are kind of dark, and the clouds kind of symbolize my own personal health issues. I'm dealing with chronic kidney failure, and so it's kind of like these storm clouds, but yet through faith and through belief, I know I'll get through my ailments, and that's where this break in the clouds come into play. And so it's more than just a seascape painting. It's kind of like what I've gone through, what I'm going through, what as long as I have that break in the clouds, as long as I have that light, as long as I go towards that light and just, well, I know in the movies they tell you don't go towards light, but as long as there's sunshine, as long as I have that, I have faith, I know I'm going to be all right, and I'm going to be fine. And that's, to this day, that's what I go through. I'm okay.
Carlos, you were also telling us, again, going back to your chronic kidney failure. Or, I mean, and is there anything basically art community or basically just the community in general can do to help you.
If they're willing to donate a kidney transplant, do the kidney transplant with me, they're able to do that. They can send me a message on Facebook. My Facebook is C Burgess Arts. You can hit me up on Instagram. Same deal, C Burgess. That's CBURGESS Arts ARTS.com on Facebook, Instagram, or my website. You can hit me up there. But the things that you need to do as far as getting tested and the requirements. And I'm O positive or O, but if you're B negative, there's a kidney swap option as well. But if you're interested in being a kidney donor, I need a kidney transplant. You can hit me up, or you can go to learn more information about kidney health. There's the American Kidney Foundation, which has helped me a lot during my time of being diagnosed with kidney failure. You can get with them, and they'll tell you some information as far as what you need to do as far as donating kidneys. So just reach out to me on Facebook and Instagram, and you can help me out.
Special thanks to Carlos Burgess for sharing his studio time with us today. And if you'd like to help him find a kidney, just look at the links below in the description. Join us every first Friday where we feature another artist or photographer share their work. We appreciate it. Have a great day.